This is going to be one of the most important, if not the most important podcast I have ever given, and nothing that will impact your life more than what I'm about to talk about now. AI is going to redefine our economy, every single government that's currently in charge throughout the world. It's going to affect your jobs, and it's going to affect business. And if you do not adapt, you will be left behind. I am so serious about what I'm about to talk about now that I am so locked in for the next 4 years because I do not want to be in a situation where I regretted not taking advantage of the opportunities that are starting to present themselves now. By 2050, just 25 years away, there is going to be as many as 8 to 10 billion humanoid robots, which means there will be as much or more human robots than there are people. Imagine every business you walk into, every movie theater, every grocery store, house, it will be greeted by a robot that is smarter than you, doesn't get tired, and is a super intelligent robot that almost never makes mistakes. This will redefine the way that business works. By 2070, this ratio will likely be a 10-to-1 ratio. That means for every 10 humanoid robots, there will be 1 human. And so what will happen, and the way that we need to look at this, is even just in the next 5 years, AI is predicted to take about 30% of jobs. And when I started doing this deep dive, the first thing I realized is nobody is talking about this. Yeah, sure, the people that are in big tech companies that have AI businesses, but when you look at the bulk of the world, they are asleep at the wheel, almost as if they're zombies, missing what's happening around them. I just had a conversation with a family member about this, and you could see them getting flustered and worried about what is going to happen. As I was telling them, like, look, your job will be replaced in 5 to 6 years. You have to figure this out. And so I think the main thing that's going to occur over the next 3 years is the early adoption phase. So for example, 2025, the large language models, LLMs, which is ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, it solves basic problems. It helps you write emails, helps you answer questions. It helps you write posts on the internet, vlogs, fixes grammar, does research, everything. So it's very basic, but it's like the ultimate Google search engine. But what we're starting to see now in 2025 is the adoption of early AI agents, which help you code, which help you integrate AI to set appointments, answer phone calls, handle customer service, reply to customers on a basic level. Give an example, I've incorporated AI into our appointment setting. It's increased our profitability by about $40,000 to $50,000 a month already, and we just started this. And it was actually a lot easier than I thought. And so this adoption is going to happen extremely fast. I'll give you another example. Microsoft just announced a layoff of over 7,000 employees. And they didn't want to say this, but when you looked into the details, it's because AI is doing over 30% of the coding required for that company. 30%. This is one of the largest tech companies in the world. 30% of all the code that is being written for their company is now done by AI. And eventually it will be likely 100%. Not only software engineers, administrative, finance people, accounting people, all of their jobs are going to be replaced. Now, the question is this: how do we survive? Well, I do think it's likely that throughout the world, they're going to start shifting to universal basic income for the bottom half of income earners. And I also believe that most basic goods and services are going to go to near zero levels. You want to fix the plumbing in your house? Your robot will be able to do this for you. You want to paint the house? The robot will do this for you. You want to get driven somewhere? It's going to be so cheap. Whether you have a robo-taxi yourself, whether you get in a robo-taxi for a very cheap cost, you're going to be able to do most basic things instantly. You're basically going to have a hyper-intelligent human being that can do anything for you at all times around you at some point once these robo-taxis truly go to market. But one thing that is also going to occur is that there is going to be more wealth created than in human history. Traditionally, when you're looking at a country's economy, you look at the gross domestic product or the GDP per capita, and that per capita meaning per person. This goes out the window when now you have robots that are smarter, don't get tired, and can work nearly 24/7 to produce at a higher level for a specific economy. Think about it. If the United States 10x's the amount of humanoid robots that it has compared to people, right? So let's say that we suddenly now have 3 billion robots that are 10 times smarter than the smartest human and basically never stops working, compared to 300 million American citizens. What's going to happen? Who is going to actually be working? What's going to happen is that humans are going to shift to an owner instead of a worker. Naturally, we presume work as going somewhere, solving a problem for a business as an employee or as a business owner or as a contractor, and then receiving money for those goods and those services. Instead, the way that we're going to have to shift to be able to not only survive and thrive and build wealth and become more successful in an AI world is first step is we're going to have to start integrating AI into our lives. You need to be using ChatGPT, Gemini, all these things, not once a week, not once a month, not every once in a while when you have a day off. You need to use it every single day. Every single day. You have to talk to it. You have to communicate with it. I think that is the step one. Because when you start learning how to prompt it, how it works, how it processes information, and you can leverage it to learn and grow as a human being, plan your future, everything. That's like step one. Step two is integration. Now, this doesn't mean that you're building and launching a product, but it means that you start integrating it into your business for what you do, okay? A simple way that you can do this, like I mentioned, is appointment setting, is you can go find a software engineer on Upwork or Fiverr that is overseas that you can pay less, but it's still going to cost you money. And you look at what tool could you automate in your business right now that you feel like you don't want to do. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a dentist and you have Chatbox or a number to call to schedule an appointment. You could hire someone to build out the automation to where it connects to a CRM, it connects to your company, all the contacts, everything. It learns all of the scripting that you want it to say. It sends out calendar invites. It does everything. You can do this right now. And every time they call the dental office to schedule an appointment or book an appointment online, it can be fully ran through ChatGPT. You could also set up a chat box on your website for any specific question that any customer or prospective customer could have about your business. And it can also direct them to set a call, book appointment as well. These are all simple things that you could do, right? So step two is integration. Step three is building products and services or integrating it into your business to increase profitability, cut costs, and scale whatever you're currently doing. Now, the key to doing this is to be able to solve a direct problem, not something that ChatGPT or Gemini could instantaneously replace. Meaning, you need to have a product or service that people like that is solving a problem. But because you're integrating AI into your operation, it's causing it to reach more people, solve problems quicker, and increase your margin, which you need to grow and scale your business. So here's 3 steps to succeed financially in an AI-driven world. Number 1 is to invest into building AI products or implementing AI into businesses that have high margin, are scalable, and are still going to be around. Healthcare, oil and gas, tech companies, service-based companies, anything that people needs that you can speed up, make more efficient, and increase your margin is going to be fantastic. Okay, second, develop skill sets that will last even for the next 50 years. One of the things I think is super underrated that is going to start winning more than ever is simple: personality. Intelligence right now is extremely important because you could have the best personality in the world, but if you don't know how to code, you don't know how to sell at a high level, you don't know how to become an engineer, you need those people. But if you have artificial intelligence that can code just as good as the best software engineer in the world eventually, people want to work around people they like. When these hyper-intelligent problem-solving abilities are now outsourced to AI instead of people, your personality and your brand is going to become more important. One of the reasons why you'll see this is, and I talk about the importance of building a brand or at least telling the world about your business through social media, is it is the ultimate marketing lever. This podcast that you're listening to right now is listened to in 139 countries. I know 3 billionaires personally that listen to this content. That would never happen. No matter my success, it could have happened, but it would take years and years and years and years and connections and flying and moving across places and going to conferences and networking and talking to people and performing at the absolute highest possible level. If you rely on others to tell you what to do, meaning you're the worker mindset, you will be held back. You won't know what to do because you're so used to being told what to do, where to go, what time to be there, what to work on. We have to think like we're owning these assets. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Instead of being an Uber driver, you want to own and invest in robo-taxis. This will happen. In just June of this year, Tesla is going to start implementing their robo-taxi program in Austin. Right now, some of you guys, I made a YouTube vlog where I was riding in a Waymo. It was just myself, and the car was driving itself and dropped me off at my place. That is already happening. 3, invest into early stage AI startup companies and businesses who are going to power the AI revolution. Tesla, incredible. Palantir, incredible. Google, Microsoft, Oracle, AI-driven companies that are investing billions and billions and billions of dollars into the next generation of AI. But because of how incredible AI is, and the reason why it expands the output of any single business at such a magnifying rate, that these companies' profitability and scale is going to be hard for the brain to process. I'm going to give you a prediction right now. Tesla will be a $20 to $25 trillion company. Google will be a $20+ trillion company. NVIDIA, likely a $15 to $20 trillion company. Okay, these are my predictions. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you, this is where I think these companies are going. And the companies that are going to do this and they're going to have the most success, one, they have the people, not only that work at their company, but if you can put large groups of people in one area. For example, Facebook is another one, and Meta is likely going to become a $10, $20 trillion company. If you have billions of people using your products and services and you're integrating AI into that to solve a current problem and you already have the distribution, you're going to win. But I think more than anything, physical AI is going to be probably the largest lever. So for example, on Tesla, I think the robo-taxi business, Elon Musk is predicting that just that alone will take it to 5 trillion. But when you look at the robo-taxis, that's what's going to bring it to that 20 to 25 trillion. The economics, it's almost unfathomable for your brain to process how big this is going to get. And then NVIDIA on the GPUs to produce this. Another thing that's going to be extremely important is that you can have all the robotics and all the AI and all the intelligence in the world, but you still need energy to produce all of this. The United States is going to have to more than double our power capacity to support this AI growth, and eventually even more. And this is going to happen through nuclear, through solar, through a multitude of different areas. And so if you're in the energy business or you want to get in a great industry, building these data centers and being around infrastructure projects that increase power production is going to be extremely important, and you're going to do extremely well. Lastly, one thing that I want you guys to think about is while all goods and basic services are going to become very cheap, I think the wealth gap is going to be so widened, but also the bottom half, the world will be pulled completely out of poverty, I think in 25 years. Even the lowest level will live the best of anyone has ever lived, but the wealth gap will be so high and asset prices will be so unbelievably high that almost no one will be able to afford it. It will be hard for the brain to process how expensive homes, Bitcoin, stocks. If you forget everything that I just told you, just remember one thing: convert 10 to 60% of your paycheck, of your profitability, into assets that are going to go up in value. And if you can invest in assets over the next 4 years, you likely would never have to work based off what that money will become. I am so serious when I say this. You have to be absolutely focused and locked in because our world is changing forever. It's not like, oh, now Facebook's a thing. Now we can watch funny videos. Yeah, that does change a lot, but it's like peanuts compared to what is going to happen now. And we have to be focused and we have to do this the right way, because if you execute over the next 10 years, you will be so wealthy, you will not know what to do. You will be so successful, so abundant, your entire family, and you will be happy that you listen to this podcast right now. Okay, so a couple different things I want to leave you with. Number one, I'm bringing on 5 people that I'm going to work with closely one-on-one to scale their business. There's a link below, grantmittconsulting.com. I also, on top of that, am bringing on an extra 25 different entrepreneurs to be a part of a group training that we do every single week, and basically an inner circle group where we have 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs that network, that work together, and learn and share ideas on how to grow. If you guys would like to apply to either of those, go to grantmittconsulting.com. Also, I started a free networking group as well. That's one of my main goals, is I want to give out more and more and more free opportunities to change your life for the better. I'm going to drop that link there as well. As always, you can find me on all my social media channels at Grant Mitt. Other than that, I hope you guys have an incredible, incredible week, and I'll see you guys again for episode 128. Thank you, guys.